God damn it, procrastination and mental health. I've been meaning to talk about this for 3 weeks. Literally 3 weeks. But because up here is just not in a good spot most of the time, I just haven't been able to. Anyway, Joe Merrick exactly describes what my personal fear and my personal problem with leaks is just in general. Well, I'm gonna make up for lost time basically, and I'm gonna go over some other instances of problems with leak coverage and, well, why I consider leak coverage to be the most pathetic style of content creation for any game, for every franchise, whatever it may be, on any platform. So strap in, this is gonna be a controversial one. Anyway, let's roll. Okay, so of course I got a few bullet points again. So number one, that I think there's no particular order to these, so let's just go over them as I feel them to be necessary. One of my personal biggest gripes is the fact that a lot of the leaks actually take away from potential hype towards an official reveal. Let's just imagine that I'm actually not remembering this correctly, but I don't think that Dynamaxing was leaked before the official reveal happened. And if it was, I didn't realize it because I somehow avoided it at the time, should it have happened, okay? I'm not remembering it perfectly. Let's just leave this in the room as a hypothetical example. Let's just imagine that the Dynamax feature would have been leaked some odd time before the official reveal would have happened. Do you honestly think that people would have reacted to this in the first place, like at all? Or do you think people would have been like, oh, so the thing that someone already talked about was correct? Huh. Well, I already knew about it, so I no longer feel that strongly about it. Don't get me wrong, I myself understand how it feels to be left hanging by companies, to be left hanging for a desire to know more about something that is proclaimed to be the best thing that ever happened to the franchise. For instance, with Scarlet and Violet, a lot of people say, rightfully so, that the open world Pokemon game is going to be the best thing that will ever happen to the franchise. Maybe next to the physical special split, but that's just personal opinion. And while that may be true, what if that gameplay feature of Scarlet and Violet is gonna be leaked by some of the thirsty, insert a word that is a slur, people, and suddenly people in the community say like, oh wait, but person X already covered this, so this is just official confirmation. I already hyped about this enough when I saw the leak, because sometimes people misunderstand a leak for official information. A leak is sometimes just a concept. It doesn't need to be the full finished thing. Just ask the Genshin community. People leak the entire, I don't know, storyboarding for, let's just say, Sumeru or Fontaine or whatever the area after that is going to be called, like. And then because Hoyoverse is very aware of their social media feeds about how people talk about leaks, and because leakers are pretty fast and pretty aggressive on social media in terms of how they cover it, I'm pretty sure Hoyoverse rewrites certain aspects or misleads leakers, potential leakers, with misinformation so that they will then be misinforming with their leaks, because number two, leakers mostly do it, I would almost say only do it, for personal gain. Quick side mention. Companies like Game Freak are doing perfectly fine in terms of how wealthy they are, okay? I'm aware of that. They have large pools that they can draw from in order to give any game that they want the necessary budget that they feel necessary. What I'm not trying to say with this is that leakers take away money from the official companies, therefore leakers bad. No, that's not it. The thing about leak coverage is that there is this underlying thing with, I was the first who covered this, so therefore you guys should like me, which is a complete logical fallacy, because like I said, a leak could in theory just be a concept. So, well, you covered a concept. What if the finished product is still vastly different? Some people are not willing to draw differences between those exact things, so I'm just calling that out here as something to keep in mind. And I'm not knocking leakers for their desire to grow. That's completely fair if they want their platform to grow. I mean, in a sense, you could say that I only do this to grow on the platform myself, which factually, yes, that's part of it. But I mainly just like to talk about the things that I love, and I have yet to talk about a lot of things that I also love, like Kingdom Hearts, Genshin, Xenoblade, a lot of stuff actually. And well, this is one of the platforms that I use for that. Whether people want to condemn me for this exact thing, I'm not gonna take away or judge in the first place, because it's not up to me to decide this. Whatever the case may be, the main problem that leaking content exclaims that leaking content will always have as a caveat is one simple thing. You are potentially taking away from something that is being built up on official channels. I personally, this is just me just going on a little side tour. As you know me, I like to have little side tours. But for me, a good trailer has a good build up. Like previous trailers try to build up a new trailer in a way that it paints a complete picture. Something that Pokemon trailers of the past have not done for years. BDSP hasn't done it, PLA hasn't done it properly, Sword and Shield hasn't done it properly. I mean, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon haven't done it properly, and Let's Go Pikachu Eevee, let's not talk about that, because that also didn't do it. Not in a way that I would say that with the capabilities that Game Freak does have, that they should have provided something more coherent. And so the leaks, whether or not they are proven correct or not, they do take away from a complete picture, because leaks are drops of color that should not be in the picture. I'm not sure if you catch the metaphor that I'm using here right now, and I'm not gonna be condemning anyone who doesn't understand it. Basically, another metaphor I could use here right now would be the official channels have a certain recipe that they're following, but leakers throw in ingredients that don't belong, and therefore the finished meal is soured for the end consumer. All of us. You, me, other people. Also, shouldn't we talk about how leaks are technically, I don't know, illegal? I mean, a lot of stuff is illegal that people do on many platforms, and I don't know why, but some people say as long as you don't get caught, it's fine. I mean, if that's your moral compass, go for it, champ. Have fun at your own funeral. But, well, I personally don't subscribe to that kind of fun or entertainment. So, I mean, I haven't talked about anything leaked of Xenoblade Chronicles 3, which I want to claim is already Game of the Year with the things that have been set on official channels like Nintendo UK, Nintendo of America. Those channels have set a certain amount of things about Xenoblade Chronicles 3, and from what I have seen of those games so far, I claim that they will be Game of the Year easily. But again, that's just a personal thing. Leaks, they usually come from random people. I don't think that a single person who mainly covers leaks is actually Nintendo endorsed or Game Freak endorsed or whoever you want to put here as the official channel. Pick your poison. I don't think that any of them are officially endorsed to do exactly what they are doing. So therefore, it could be stated that all of this is illegal. I don't want to say hacking because there are other ways to get this kind of to get these kinds of information. Maybe it's a mole. Who knows? Who honestly fucking knows? Yeah, I really don't consider leaks as illegal. Funny how those words actually sound somewhat alike. And I really don't appreciate people even trying to get leak information for themselves in the first place. I want to see the official work of people who have worked for that game, who have done the work, who have put in effort, who have planned out all of this, how they put all this together for actual visualization. I want to see them do it. I don't want to see some random person who only does it for, like, I don't know, 200 followers on any platform. I don't want to see any of those talk about things that I'm interested in. And whether or not anyone agrees with me on this, I really don't mind if people disagree with me on this. It's just it's a difficult topic. And, well, you will have seen the title. I called leakers pathetic and pointless, and I stand by those points. Because honestly, at the end of the day, leaking is just there for personal gain. It takes away from official planning. It takes away from the actual, oh my god, reveal moment. If the information, if the trailer that comes out actually has one of those moments. And I don't know, leaks shouldn't exist. That's my point, and that's a point I'm gonna stand for the rest of my life. And also, another thing that I already alluded to, I think, is leaks are sometimes just concepts. A concept that can be rewritten. And who knows? There is a slight chance that someone who's leaking shit got a concept art of something in the early planning phase, and therefore they might have taken something, put it into the public that has already been repurposed. So you purposely, for your own personal benefit and gain, have purposefully spread misinformation because your ego tells you that you need to do this. I don't know what else you can say about this. And if it's actually state-of-the-art information, how did people even get this? Do they actually have a middleman or woman? I'm not judging, and nor am I assuming. Do they have actually someone like that who gives them information, which will then put their job in jeopardy? So, congrats if you do that, then you're an asshole. Or are there actually people who hack those? Is that possible? I really hope no one ever does that, because that would be really disgusting, that you resort to illegal actions for illegally obtained pieces of information that you then will illegally share just because you have a fragile ego and you need a boost in, I don't know, attention. I mean, if those people want to spoil themselves, like Joe says here, it's perfectly fine. Do with your own life whatever the fuck you want. Stop going for the cheap followers. Stop going for the cheap attention online by posting this shit online. Just because you are in desperate need of having people tell you that you're doing a great job when in fact you're not doing anything spectacular in the first place. I don't know. Maybe this is gonna be a hot topic. Maybe this is even gonna be a hot take for someone. I don't know. Tell me in the comment section below what you think. We are gonna have a respectful conversation down there. And if people are not gonna be respectful, even with disagreeing opinions, well, I'm gonna take actions. Well, until then, this has been Twisty. I'm sick of fucking leaks. And I'm out. Peace.